especially given the times we're about to face that are going to sustain us. Because when things get bad, the elites will eat into their gated compounds with amenities and services and security that's denied to the rest of us, and they'll leave us on our own. And we are, as Martin Buber understood, it is, for those of us who endure, it is going to be a complete inversion of the values of the consumer culture, which I'm going to speak about, and it really is going to be, we are going to be, not only our integrity, but our ability to endure will be measured by our capacity to sustain our neighborhood. And that's really what Sanctuary is about, which is why I'm thrilled to be here and why I admire the work you do so much. The American empire is coming to an end. The U.S. economy is being drained by wars in the Middle East and vast military expansion across the globe. It is burdened by growing deficits, along with the devastating effects of deindustrialization and global trade agreements. Our democracy has been captured and destroyed by corporations that steadily demand more tax cuts, more deregulation, and impunity from prosecution for massive acts of financial fraud, all the while looting trillions from the U.S. Treasury in the form of bailouts. The nation has lost the power and respect needed to induce allies in Europe, Latin America, Asia, and Africa to do its bidding. Add to this the mounting destruction caused by climate change, and you have a recipe for an emerging dystopia. Overseeing this descent at the highest levels of the federal and state governments is a motley collection of imbeciles, con artists, thieves, opportunists, and warmongering generals. And yes, I am also speaking about the Democratic Party. The empire will limp along, steadily losing influence until the dollar is dropped as the world's reserve currency, plunging the United States into a crippling depression and instantly forcing a massive contraction of our military machine. Short of a sudden and widespread popular revolt, which does not seem likely, the death spiral appears unstoppable, meaning the United States as we know it will no longer exist within a decade or at most two. The global vacuum we leave behind will be filled by China, already establishing itself as an economic and military juggernaut. Or perhaps there will be a multipolar world carved up among Russia, China, India, Brazil, Turkey, South Africa, and a few other states. Or maybe the void will be filled, as the historian Alfred McCoy writes, by a collection of transnational corporations, multilateral military forces like NATO, and an international financial leadership self-selected at Davos and Bilderberg that will forge a supranational nexus to supersede any nation or empire. Under every measure, from financial growth and infrastructure investment to advanced technology, including supercomputers, space weaponry, and cyber warfare, we are being rapidly overtaken by the Chinese. In April 2015, the U.S. Department of Agriculture predicted that the American economy would grow by nearly 50% over the next 15 years, while China's economy is predicted to triple and come close to surpassing America's by 2030.
Well, hey, how you doing? I'd start off with that. That guy's Chris Hitches, and he is a writer, historian, and he was the New York Times bureau chief on the Mideast until a few years ago, and he was their man in Yugoslavia when the Civil War occurred, and so he's seen a lot and he's written a lot. He's a smart guy, and he comes from a very interesting background. I would suggest you go look up his books. Go to my playlist. I have lots of his videos there, and he he has a pretty negative view of what's happening because he's been there watching it fall apart. And but I, your Sensei Bob, I'm here to say, as I continually to say, all of this is an illusion. The only truth is love's co-creation. And that's why we have to create this alternative aesthetic to what, Chris actually very clearly, very succinctly, very truthfully describes what's going on. And I'm going to try and become more focused and do right now. I'm just getting kind of back from being really sick. I just had more teeth pulled out of my head last night because I've been having a really bad infection. And they've been just giving me more and more antibiotics, which has been just, kicking the crap out of my immune system. So I said, screw it. I'm going to be gummy boy and no teeth. So I got that, and Wednesday I'll have them going too. And then, I won't have the, your teeth are one of the main things of the health of your body. So anyway, I'm a lot better than I was, and I'm going up. So the last 2 weeks I've been kind of down at the bottom here, feeling pretty bad. So I just wanted to touch base with you. I'll try to do one tonight. I'm at the school. I am going to do more these videos with Polly, and we're going to try and go around and talk to people and have an open discussion about this. Since you guys have the chorus that come into the chat, I just have to lead by example. I have to show you I know you have these feelings, these energies in you, because whenever we go, I do a guided meditation. It's, I can, shamanically feel you guys. And I can, but you have to step up to your better self. Do you want to continue to have, an illusion life? Especially when we're about to head into some really, just go look at the Dark Ages. Go look at the 5th century, the 9th century, 11th century. Go look at the Napoleonic Wars, the French Revolution, the Russian Revolution, First World War, Second World War, Korean War, Vietnam War. The last 30 wars that we've had in the last 30 years, Most people don't even know we were at war. Most people don't even know we're at war in about 60 nations right now. Everything that's happening on our southern border, all those people coming up, they are escaping the wars that we're precipitating in Central and South America, and that we've had precipitated since the Spanish-American War. And all of this stuff is pretty straight up. None of it's, right now they're trying to change the whole ball game, and that, Donnie is such a disruptive character, but that's good because he's throwing crap on the wall so much that his employers in hand and the powers that shouldn't be can't restrain him, control him. I mean, he is a variable that they did not really think that he was going to take off like this. And when he goes fake news and this and everything he says is true, but he doesn't take far enough because if he took it all the way, it would condemn him and show the public who he really is, and that's coming. And that's the only way the hidden hand can reassert its total control. But it kind of wants this chaos. I mean, every day there's 3 to 20 things that would normally be catastrophic to the body politic, but every day we have 3 to 20 of them coming out. Yesterday, that whole thing with him saying, I'm not going to do anything with the Congress. I mean, that's his job. No matter what the president does, Nixon and Billy Boy were being impeached. They still made laws, right? And, so there are a bunch of things coming up that if he doesn't work with the Congress, our country's going to go off the cliff. And instead of taking 20 years to, become a third world country, we'll do it in 18 months. And that'll be a good thing because it'll make the American public step up, and you, my Contra, you better start stepping up with yourself first, and so that's where we have to go. So I'm still going to have Dreamy Dreamland. John Boy wants to do something new, see what that is, and I love John. He's my friend. I never give up on my friends. And if I can get John to do a video with me where he is actually he's always truthful. He's always showing you what's going on in him. But it is so whoa, that there is no context for you except to go, I'm so uncomfortable. So, there's that, and I'm going to start doing another channel with folks like Polly and other folks. I mean, Polly's just one friend like that. I have hundreds of them, and I'm going to step up to that because people I'm going to bring into that channel, these are all people like myself, Polly, and hundreds of others that I've known over 60 years. That are living their life by example. They are being conscious and awake. They are ascending their free will because we've all gone through things together that we realize that, whoa, this is what it is. And if you go to xratted.blogspot.com and read my novel there, my 6 cuts, and I'd love to get some feedback. I mean, some real feedback. Some perspective of what my writing and what my teachings on this YouTube channel has done for you. That's where the chat is important because I appreciate all your support and affection, and I appreciate the fact that you care about each other. But we have to, time, like I said, 18 months. I've been saying, 40 days and 40 nights for the last year and month. I've been saying about the open window of opportunity and that we have about 18 months, Now, I've been saying we have about 18 months 3 months ago. But still, meaning, the line in the sand is our next election, which is about 18 months from now. So, but by then, we have to have an alternative aesthetic brought forth. I have written a ton of stuff over the last 40 years about this, and I'm going to start turning it out into not only the Blogspot, but other people. I'm going to start turning it onto them and saying, here, take this, rewrite it, do whatever you want with it, but here are the facts, here's the data, here's the construction of a context you kind of use it. So that's my new tack. I'm going to start, especially in the next couple of weeks, once my gums and teeth and right now it hurts to talk. Not just as not my only talking with my Barry White voice, but you know my my whatever. So I would say go to my shows. I've got over 600 up there on Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Al Bob, and you know, like I tell you all, who knows what's going to happen? I implore you, like Dragon has done. He has been archiving all of these shows, and I really, Dragon, you're the best. But you all should be doing that. So you can have it no matter what happens to the YouTube or any of this, it'll be with you guys. So, and especially you should pick up on all of the guided meditations. I would say at least 40% of all the evening shows that I've done have a guided meditation. And the last one we did, the healing one, it's a very excellent one. And you all should go really take that and see what it is and go into state and work with that. And if you know, document it, put it on your hard drive, on whatever, use it for yourself, you know, and take my shows and deconstruct them and make other shows and other things with them. And, okay. So, Rhonda, hi Rhonda, how you doing? Fish, hey buddy. Twitch. So, Twitch, you all done with school? What are you doing for the summer? I want you to do something special, you know. Maybe you and your husband come visit me at the Deep Green. Boy, that would be, you'd love that because there'd be so much, you enjoyed Roanoke, you would really enjoy the Deep Green. And I have like the honeymoon suite for you guys. Um, so, and anybody else who wants to come, but please stay more than 3 hours, you know. And, don't expect me. I will be your spiritual host, but, you know, I can't be your maid and butler and servant. The three groups have come so far. That's what they expected, me to, entertain. I'm always entertaining, but well, that's great. You got a job that you're doing what you like to do. Excellent. Keep at it, girl. Anyway, so I, so the antibiotics, basically what it did, man, they gave me such heavy dose of antibiotics that it killed every bug in my body, and I went back to, it was attacking things that I was sick of when I was 10 and 4. That's when I was a young kid. I had real issues with my lungs and my throat after being choked to death at birth. So it kind of revisited all those past traumas and kind of cleared them out, When you saw me coughing, I was hacking up chunks of the past. And so I feel much better. I'm quite weak. And my voice has changed. And I now have this very, very white voice. I don't know a lot of designing, but right now, price checking for medical supply client. Anyway, so let's see. Little. There's an occult blood test. There's a blood test for everything, Twitch. Um, Uh, uh, So I'm going to try and do a live chat tonight, 7 p.m. So I hope you guys will come, pass the word. Try to get more than 3 people, That's all we got right now. Be nice to have 15, 20 people in the chorus, and speaking to things that, connect to the concept of all our relations, that connect to the concept of the collective consciousness of the alternative aesthetic. Right? Start writing. Get yourself a composition book. The present, you know, business plan of a hidden hand and the mob of the powers that shouldn't be and their flunkies of the sock puppets is that they're going to kill everyone they can. And that's their mojo. They are connected to ball and blood sacrifice. What do you think wars are? If we have a war with Iran, oh man, it's going to make what we've experienced the last 20 years seem like nothing. And we spent, the last 20 years of war, we have paid with a credit card. And right now, the largest thing on our budget is the interest rate payment on that credit that we borrowed for that war. And we've just given $1 trillion to the 1/10 of 1% of the richest people in this world. And we've done, go look at 1871, Act of 1871, where they turned our Constitution from we the people to we the corporations. And that's why we have the, D.C., District of Columbia. And this has been going on for a long time. And you can either be, abused, disused, and basically spend the last years of your life suffering in the worst way you could ever imagine. If you think what the Nazis did to people in the concentration camps, it's not even close to what's coming. But it doesn't have to. Go watch Chris Hedgens, where I started this off with. Go watch the rest of that. Because he's right on. He's really the closest to what's right on. I mean, Noam Chomsky is too much of a scholastic, and he doesn't want to stick his neck out there. He likes his comfortable position, and that's pretty much, when people ask, so what caused the end of humanity in the beginning of the 21st century? The two things will be called fear, anxiety, addiction to comfort and belief, manipulation by the few of everybody else, giving up on love's co-creation. Well, I'm not giving up on it because I can't, because I know the outcome will be, what it's, as my teachers always said, all things are as they should be, and but it doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow. Like these morons, oh yeah, the end time's coming, and I'm going to be raptured, and the few 100,000 of us will go to heaven, and the rest of you are going to hell. Sorry, we're already there, and I don't think that's going to happen. Because, if you want to see hell, you should have looked at the Dark Ages, 100 Years of War, the Crusades, So, what do you want, kids? It's all up to you. You get to choose. You really do. So, tonight, I'm going to do another healing meditation. I'm going to show you how to heal yourself, open up your chakras so you can elevate your consciousness and see what's going on right in front of you, so you won't be baited by the illusion of what you think is going on. Okay, so good luck. I'll see you tonight, sometime between 7 and 7:30. Okay. Okay. Oh, I love you, CFB. I love you guys. Well, have a good day.